Good, right. Welcome to the British 3K Championships. A little bit delayed, but we're here. Right, we've got elite fields going out first. We've got the age groups following our way back as well, and then the kids will go out after. Well, we're obviously aiming for a delay because we wanted to make sure all parents are back in and we got as much support for them as we possibly can. We'll do that still, but we'll try and minimise how much that gets. Event-wise itself, you should have had a rule book, so the rule book should have gone out already. Hopefully you've all had a chance to read and understand it. In a moment when I let you know the timing guys, I will be here quoting them. So if you do have any random 1 or 2 questions about the rule book, then please do come to the route itself and the course itself. It is an out loop, and then you will reverse this section of the course. Alright? So when you start from the start pen, you'll come through and over the bales and onto the course as normal, following tape. Alright, the tape will direct you everywhere you need to go. The tape and arrows. You start with switchbacks on this one. Alright, it's about 200 metres before you turn right to hit the bale and then into the rigs. Alright? Once you've gone from the rigs, you'll leave the field by the normal route out this way. Follow the tape from that point on and it will bring you back onto the back section of the course. When you come back out of the water to come on for your second loop, we will have removed some of the bits of tape so it's clear again, and you will then reverse. So you'll come out of this water and you will then go back up to the rope reverse. So do not come out of the water and run towards the finish line thinking that that's done. It's wet and it'll be short. Alright? So you come out of the water and you'll be in this here where it will be tape for you, don't worry. You'll be straight up and you'll hit the rope reverse rig. And you'll do that all in reverse, including the switchback. So all of you will have switchbacks at the beginning and switchbacks at the end. Okay? Just over here, lovely Kyra, already ready to go, is when penalty starts. Okay, so if you have any bands to recollect on your way back in, obviously Kyra will be there, you will then do your penalty loop from there. The penalty loop is only a run. The run is the switchbacks that you're doing, okay? You're gated back into it and you will run the entire switchbacks again for each band that you're recollecting. Okay? It's reasonably simple, it's all gated and it's all there. All you need to do is follow tape, keep running, do the obstacles when you get there, follow the rules. When you get to the rigs, you've got 1 of 2 options on the floor to start, okay? It's either a tape line to start or it's a starting mat or block that you're standing on. Okay, there was a video that went out with the board, so the board is your start point. It's a mat on the Valkyrie rig and the tape line if in any other place. Okay, so the rope's reversed, the pole's reversed, they're always tapes, alright? There is a rope that will be hanging down from the rope reverse, you can use it, right? So you can use it to climb up and get on, or you can swing straight out. Simple. Rope reverse is only on the way back in, it's not on the way out. So when you run out, you'll be coming from the high rig, you'll run underneath the rope reverse and you'll go left. Okay? It's been the same all day. In terms of band systems, you should all have bands. If you are male, you should have 3 bands. If you're female, you should have 4. Para, you should have 5. Juniors will have 4 as well. Alright? No one will DNF unless you DNF yourself. Okay? So if you get down to that last band, it won't be cut, it will be marked. That will accumulate a time penalty at the end. Okay? When you come to finish, the bibs and the timing system will be done. What you will need to do is you'll need to exit by the red gates at the back. There will be 2 people there. There's Richard. 2 people, so you'll have 1 and we've got 1, right? So there'll be 2 people on that gate. You'll be asked by those people to show how many bands have you got to make sure that you have the relevant amount of bands. You should have the same amount of bands because of your penalty collections, okay? That's where we'll be checking. They will also check any marks on those bands. You will then go about 1 metre and you'll be asked that same question. It's going to be done twice. So you should expect to do twice, don't get the ump and finish. And so 2 people have asked you the same question now. We're doing it twice, okay? So just bear that in mind and bear that through. We'll get the start and finish in a second. Alright, is there any questions on anything immediately? The tower, or here? The tower we're taking away. So the tower we're going to divert around. Alright, so it won't be in, so you will divert around it. So there is no worries about the tower because you won't be using it. Okay, so the tower won't be in. It's these 3 rigs that will. Yeah, so when we start, what we don't want to do is a bunch. So we're going to, on the way out here, you're not going to do the mat. I'll be leading the first race, don't worry. You won't crawl under the netting. You'll just run straight through, straight to the Valkyrie rig, okay? So no one should be crawling under the net on the way out. Everyone will crawl under the net on the way back, okay? That's because of the delay in queuing, and we want to make sure that the gaps are staying in people. We've identified the mistake, it's not good. So we're going to take that away. So you're just going to run over it. It's always uneven, it's going to be bumpy in the ground, so be aware of what you're doing with your fitting. Make sure that you're thinking about your safety at all times. Race as you normally would race. No, yeah. So everyone should expect to do the switchbacks at the end of your race. That is part of your discipline. It won't be your first penalty if you just run it once. It won't be until you've seen the guys with the penalty loop before you can reclaim the band. Okay? Don't worry about it. Don't panic about it. Just know you start with switchbacks and you finish with switchbacks. Everybody. All right. Yeah, no, everyone will do it once at least on the way out and once on the way back.
No, I don't think it's
it's additional mark. So the marking means if anyone get marked instead of cutting the last band, it's because we're not cutting last bands, everyone will finish. So we will mark and it will be a time penalty added to your time after for any marks in the pad. Alright? We all good? Anyone's got anything else?
There you go, that is Dave Peters getting us ready for the race to confirm the tower is not in it. For those wondering what that is, that will be an obstacle, which is a wall going down to a ladder.
You need to come into that start pin and we're arranging you in your starting waves. So we will have you in banks based on wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. So you'll be side to side with the people you're racing in your wave. That's important from the timing point of view, so we will have that before we go. So if you can help us with that, but make sure you're in the right order once we're back next wave.
There you go, that's Dave Pitts confirming everything. 13 waves today, 30 seconds between each one of them. It's going to be good, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be entertaining. The British 3K Championships here at Nuts Challenge, close to getting underway now. Athletes getting over to that start pen. We will follow them and see what is happening, because everything confirmed there. Like I want to confirm once more the tower, an obstacle which is literally over a wall and down a metal pole or ladder on the way down, has been taken out. That is due to safety concerns, not... I think it is anyway, I have to double check that, but I believe it is safety concerns because of people getting injured today and making sure everything is properly safe and secure for these elite athletes. I want to also apologise, I think a couple of times I've seen it's cut out, I think, connection issues. Obviously I am in a field, I'm in a field in the British countryside, so you can't expect perfect connection, we can't expect this to always go to plan, so there is a couple of cuts out, I do apologise. I can't really help that. So yeah, it's all good round here. Hoping battery should be all good for this event. Should all be fine. Hopefully all you watching will be in for a great entertaining race. There's Shipley and Jake Childs both discussing waves and getting ready. More women's athletes being prepared. You see a couple here running in the background there. I think Oliver Addy, one of them there. A couple more women's athletes, like we say. Everyone's here prepared to go. There's Darren Martin, of course, OCR racer and podcaster. He's getting ready, he's fired up, so he's got confidence in himself today, and we know he can do well these kind of distances. An array of neon green shirts here around us as they get ready to go off in this 3K British Championship. So there's a lot of racers, but there's only 4 in a wave. Every wave comes off 30 seconds after the last, so it's really going to be tight and entertaining. I want to confirm one more time, waves will often have 4 athletes in them. I believe, after what Dave said, there might be some with 5. But the interesting thing is, if you look at the obstacles, there is only 3 lanes. So 4 athletes in a wave, but only 3 of them will get to an obstacle first, meaning 1 will be left in the dust. And of course, every rig is completed twice, once one way and once the other. It's a new system here today, which is sure to be entertaining. And it is to make it very interesting here. Of course, it technically is the same rig, but it really isn't, because those attachments, of course, make a world of difference. What order, what they're done in. See more of our junior athletes getting ready there, alongside Tamar, of course, Tamar Barkley, one of the favourites for the women's elite title. Spoke to her earlier, debating gloves or no gloves. Right now she's not wearing any, but she might be storing them for all we know. A couple more race tactics there, for example. I'll quickly recap the course, people who aren't aware. Here is the start line. They're running through over these hay bales into this singular hay bale stack here and into a pole shuffle. A pyramid rig over there, of course, using Toros attachments and a couple of plastic rings and a very tricksy metal L. That's been known to catch people out, especially in the wet. It's more difficult than people thought previously. Could they underestimate it today and get caught out once more? We'll have to wait and see. And like I say, they are going through rigs both ways, once at the start and once at the end, so anything can really happen. Over there, of course, one more rig. The rope traverse is not in use on the first time round. You rope traverse the second time round, I've been confirmed. And it's same with the cargo net there. Cargo net, you run over it the first lap. Second lap, the elite athletes will go underneath. It's an entertaining race here today, or at least we're hoping so. The rig over there, as you can see now. Taurus attachments, a couple of metal balls, a metal tee. A rope in to make you get a nice swing. And that's the thing, it's hard to judge. Do you want to take rigs easy and not risk losing any of those bands? Because if you lose a band, it could be game over. Like I say, Russell and Morgan are two favourites, but one band's loss could change it all. There could easily be dark horses. There could easily be someone else who we're not even expecting to be at the front of the pack to take it today. Nothing's set in stone. Anything could happen, and like I say, with these rigs, that could change in a heartbeat. Waves getting underway, so we're going to get over there and get ready for the start of the 3K British Championship. And again, Stuart Jeffrey there, both the team getting underway, and we're getting ready over here for these first waves. My plan and my hope is try and keep with the front runners. We're expected, like I say, to be Morgan Maxwell up there, of course, with Russell Walsh. But like I say, anything could happen here. Nothing set in stone, nothing confirmed. Anyone could take this race. Anyone could be our new British champion. There's James Burton, of course, just double checking with Dave Peters exact rules and technicalities of this race. As most elite racers want to get everything perfect down to the slightest details. Yeah, a lot of support there from Morgan Maxwell. Once again chatting to, I'd say, main rival Russell Walsh. Both of them will be keen to call themselves champion, but only one of them will be able to do so at the end of the day. I'm hoping I'll keep you up to date with the front runners and also the rest of the pack throughout these tense races. For those who know the Nuts Challenge, it is this obstacle loop, then a short run over things such as walls and other basic obstacles before a set of hills known as hamburger hills here at Nuts Challenge, for a bit of water obstacles, of course, which will be entertaining in the Nuts Lake. Also going, of course, through, just checking here, making sure everyone's in here, so I'm making sure they want all the elite athletes to come in here, so I'm still around, waiting for that to start. But the big Nuts slide, of course, in it, the Nuts Lake, cage crawl, so a cage like mesh just above water height, so you have to kind of keep your head just above the water, the rest of the body will be submerged. All sorts of entertaining obstacles that will push these athletes, these professional athletes, to their limits, and that's what they're here for, to push themselves to limits and to fight for their chance to become British champion. Getting into their mindsets now, just focusing It's the important thing here, mindset, relaxing, getting into that race-ready mode. Some of them more serious, some of them smiling. I'm sure that all of them are ready. And the athletes here taking it all in at this start line. On this angle, of course, says finish. It won't be too long since they will be running through here for the finish. Who will be running through first, whoever that is, will be our British champion. Athletes, young and old, like I say, elite age category, all sorts out here today, but they're all quite close because it's only 30 seconds between the approximately, if I'm not mistaken, 13 waves here at the 3K Champs. Frustratingly for these athletes, they were supposed to start an hour and 16 minutes ago, just turned an hour 17. The fact is they're here, the race is on, and it is soon to begin. Make sure I'm staying here because right next to me is the path they will take up those first hay bales. The start of a brutal 3K. One of them will be British champion, like I say, out of these elite men. Of course, the elite women shortly after. I'm hoping to catch a lot of them on video as well, but first will be the first wave for these elite men. There's 2 elite male waves. First one containing, in my opinion, the favourites, like I say, Morgan Maxwell and Russell Walsh. Although anything can happen, anything can change. History will be written here today, no matter what. I'm hoping that connection will be fine, battery will be fine here, so all of you can sit back and enjoy. When I say sit back and enjoy, I think you will be on the edge of your seat more than likely, because this will be great. This will be pure entertainment. And here, athletes joking about me here. They're not keen about me currently being here for you guys, but I'm hoping you guys are. We've got 8 viewers, all keen to watch you guys. They're ecstatic to have you watching them. The athletes obviously happy there to crack jokes. Meanwhile, they're laughing on the outside, but inside they're stone cold focused, trying to succeed and race their hearts out today to push to the limits, exceed the limits that their bodies can reach. Shortly getting underway here, I'm going to slowly retreat here so I can try and run along the starts. And we're getting ready underway with less commentary here now as these go off. Here they go. Fast start here. Russell Walsh taking the lead. Morgan Maxwell following the 2 favourites here. Firstly getting underway and taking the lead early on. They're running round here. The loop, they're going round a nice little swirl shape here. Nice burning attack early on. Quick changes, both of them following each other. Neck and neck. These 2 fighting. Mo ploughs through and takes the lead of Russell Walsh. Walsh always seems to be a little bit more composed though. He knows to take his time because he knows he has that pace. Morgan keen to take the title from him. Keen to be able to beat Russell today, but we'll have to wait and see. It's quite close right now, but anything can happen. Walsh still just sitting on Morgan's back. Mo taking the charge and taking the lead early in this race as they continue going round this swirl shape, this pattern. Brief bit of running here to get them into the race before they plunge into the obstacles. Morgan Maxwell still leads this race, closely followed by Russell. Next wave off already, you can see in there, fighting through. Alex Young sweeping ahead of Darren Martin, but our front 2 here from the first wave, Morgan Maxwell and Russell Walsh. Getting over the hay bale here, and here we go into the obstacles now, and they keep pushing each other. It's going to be intense. This can make a whole big difference here.
Come on, Morgan.
And more athletes coming along now, joining them in a quick chase here for the title. Morgan Maxwell and Darryl and Russell Walsh both off quickly with each other there at the same time. They're off I'm making sure here I'm safely doing this without interfering with any athletes. See Morgan Maxwell here and Russell both getting onto the rig. Mo, slight lead right now, early onto this 3K. Both making the obstacles look easy here. Maxwell takes the lead, but Russell shortly follows here. And I'm trying to make sure I can get this entertainment for you while also avoiding people as these two continue pushing. Mo and Russell both through there. Following suit now with the front two as they both push each other here to into another big run section of this course. Both leaping over the gate there. That was me going over as well, trying to do it with a camera in my hand. Not the easiest task. And despite having obstacles, these two breaking away from me here. They're going to the buddy section over there, plunging into the water. Catch them up very soon. As you can't see them right now, they're going to a very muddy section of the course here. Proper challenge for both of them. More athletes following suit now as well. We're going to run to keep up with these two though, as they are the main race here. In my opinion, the main show to decide the British champion. Everyone at home is on the edge of their seats, entertained, watching, deciding who will make history here today. See him through the bushes. Briefly there, just lost them. See him once more. The neon shirts shining through the bushes. And here they are, once more. Morgan Maxwell ahead. Walsh still on his shoulder though. Battling here. And Walsh takes the lead here now. Mo right on his shoulder once again though. He gets the walls. Little slip there by Walsh. Mo has an opening. Both over the wall though, with ease. Both choosing separate slip balls there, sliding over and across. And the race continues. As we continue pushing on, we're going to join them for another exit. Push out of traffic, of course. We'll come round and meet them. Obviously, this isn't ideal. There's not an option for me to go, sadly, without interfering in the race. We'll come round and meet our front runners, though, as they tackle this course. There's the course. Russell Walsh appearing and Morgan Maxwell quickly following through this quite treacherous obstacle, I have to say. And Maxwell in pursuit of Russell. Not much separating them here. Anything can happen. Myself struggling for grip. Those two though making it seem easy as they fly through these hills. And over and away. Up going for that murky water. The shirt's not quite the same colour of neon green. I'm going to stop here, See as they cut through onto a tyre drag, by which I mean a carry. Slight error on my part there, I apologise. But what I won't have to apologise for saying at the start this will be pure entertainment, because it certainly is right now. This is intense. This is incredible racing here to decide the British champion. Morgan Maxwell, Russell Walsh, two favourites coming into it. Both first and second right now. Barely split. Either one could take the title. Those you can hear right now, Oasis is playing. And I'll tell you right now, neither one of these athletes do want to look back in anger. They want to focus on facing forward and ahead for the rest of this race. Here comes through Russell Walsh now, number 57 in the lead. Disposes of his tyre and cruises through. No sign yet of Morgan Maxwell. He comes flying through now though. Meanwhile, Darren Martin off alongside Chris Shipley, also taking a tyre and going through the hills. Morgan Maxwell now off, and we'll join the two front runners once more. One runner's coming through now, Alex Young following. Well, here we go with the front runners. Morgan Maxwell chasing now Russell Walsh up and down the hills now. We're not going to do this, but sure, I can keep an eye on these racers. Morgan down the hill, Russell up the next one. Not much splitting them here, especially those obstacles. Anything can happen. So now Mo chasing him down up the hill himself. This race well and truly still on here. And these two incredible athletes battling to be champion. Maxwell down the hill. Russ up the next one. No difference here basically between them in terms of their pace. Russell has got the lead though, so Mo will need to pick it up here if there's any hopes of regaining his chances of being British champion. Russell just down that hill now. And Mo might have dropped for the pace a little, haven't seen him rise yet. But here he comes, Morgan Maxwell. Currently second place, chasing down Russell Walsh in first, who's now at the top of the next hill and making his way towards the water slide. Russell Walsh down the slide, plunging into the water, in the lead right now. Shortly followed by Morgan Maxwell, pounding his way up this final hill. For he will also take the plunge into the water. Down the slide here, he's looking determined to keep fighting here. It is an exhausting race. He's quickly up the wall though. And he comes down the slide with impact and he's down. Meanwhile, Russell Walsh is down the next hill. And he is here now, Russell Walsh, coming up the hill in the lead right now of this British Championship. Ploughing through here in pole position. Morgan Maxwell following behind. We'll keep an eye right now though on the race leader, Russell Walsh. I'll be careful myself here, I'm not falling down. Our current, well, right now, soon to be British 3K champion is making this look easy. I'm slipping and sliding everywhere. He makes this look like nothing. And Russell Walsh leading the way. Morgan Maxwell slowly following though. And this is an intense race. Walsh coming up now to the net. And Walsh over the net here. And he's beautiful flip there to keep his lead. That was elegantly done by Walsh. Truly professional there. Another great movement there. Walsh with the flip once more. Still Walsh leading over the logs. Mo closely following here. Morgan Maxwell go over the first net. He goes over the first net and also responds to a flip of his own. Russell seems to be carving himself a little lead here though. But it all can change those last obstacles, like I say. And that is beautiful by Walsh there. Incredible leaping ability there just to soar through the air over those logs. You get a big stretch now on Morgan Maxwell. Going through the tunnel here, still leading Maxwell. Following here, but it's a bit of distance between them now. Anything can change, like I say. There's plenty more to go, and those obstacles can be a real decider. Meanwhile, Walsh here, see him coming through the net, carving his way through this race with ease. He's taking it into his own stride here, and he's in his own little space now. Walsh breaking away. Mo closely following here through the logs. more elite athletes now coming over. That's Darren Martin, I think, coming over the net now. But here comes Russell Walsh in the lead, continuing now, going through the lake bit. Walsh over the magic carpets with ease here, so he continues taking his lead and expanding it a little bit further ahead of Morgan Maxwell here, who is following. I'll have to go round here now to catch all the action. But it's Russell Walsh still leads, Morgan Maxwell second, and I think it's Darren Martin currently, who was not in the first wave, in third place. We are storming round here the corner to try and keep up with all the action here. Walsh already over the magic carpet. And Walsh now on his way through the water. Little glance over the shoulder there by Russell Walsh. Could be a little bit paranoid coming to this, who knows? He needs to focus his mind now though, because a lot comes down to this final bit, these final obstacles. Anything could change, but right now it is Russell Walsh with the lead. Walsh out of the water, continuing his lead here on the race. Morgan Maxwell sort of following. Here come the donuts though. This can change the whole race. Any slip on these, according to the rule book, is a restart of the obstacle, so who knows? A single slip could open this back up to Morgan Maxwell, who's still following Walsh. But Walsh shows no signs of wanting to slip up here. He continues paving away with his lead and currently in pole position with the new British 3K champion. And look at that, it just dispossesses of those donuts like they were nothing.
Well done.
Here come the butter blocks though. Could these be a challenge for the man in pole position here? Doesn't look like it. His long legs easily leaping over those butter blocks. Makes it further and further through, and he is dismounting off. Meanwhile, second place, Morgan Maxwell, now onto the donuts himself. Also making quite light work of them, good pace here. Still chasing, and still definitely not out of this race. Maxwell there fighting through. Russell, we see him paving his way through the water now. He's getting nearer and nearer to that end obstacle bit. Morgan Maxwell keeping himself on that last donut. And Maxwell taking his time to get up there though a little. He's getting head back into the game a little here as Maxwell comes through. Morgan Maxwell now onto the butter blocks, chasing the leader, Russell Walsh. Walsh meanwhile paving his way through the water, wading his way through. You can't see right now, but Walsh is paving through this water with pace here in the lead. And it is one more obstacle loop, one more twist in this tail, maybe Morgan Maxwell could come round and stun us all. Right now it is Russell Walsh leading this race, coming through once more to the obstacles. Russell Walsh here in pole position, first place right now, and charging through. This time, of course, obstacles reversed, same obstacles, but reversed, starting the other way. And this time he also has this rope traverse. Walsh, a lovely turn there. And Russell strikes the bell. Meanwhile, Morgan Maxwell making his way through the water here, currently in second place in this British Championship. Walsh onto the second rig. Effortlessly going through right now. Walsh, isn't that ball there? It hits the wood. That's all you need to do is hit the wood there, and he is through. I'm finding it hard to record here because I'm also on the edge of my seat in entertainment, because this is sensational right now by Russell Walsh, who has the lead in this race. Walsh, quick glance at the attachments, and a good rise there by Walsh. That was really skilled. Bent arms here, and the footlock. Now the descent. Has his hands on the ring, holds that footlock for a while before releasing. He grabs the second ring, and he's through. Russell Walsh is through. I'm losing my voice here as I'm struggling to speak because I've had to push so hard just to keep up with these incredible athletes here. But Russell Walsh is ahead, is in the lead. He goes under the net, of course. This can be tricky, especially on your own. You can get the tangle. Could this give Morgan Maxwell a chance? Morgan now coming through onto the pyramid rig himself. Walsh is a little bit caught up here. That might give Morgan Maxwell an opportunity just to sneak back into this race. But Walsh is now through, and he picks up the pace once more, running and running still. Pushing his way through, pushing his way into the history books to become British 3K champion. It's not too different from the last time. Walsh, our race leader, climbing, conquering every obstacle, one step at a time, one stride, one crawl at a time. He clears with ease, and Russell Walsh is not far away. Walsh is near. I have to quickly check no one's behind me as I quickly cut under here to keep up with our race leader, who is paving his way through the field. He has one more of these swirl loops here. He is striding through though with pace. Morgan Maxwell now keeping his pace here, keeps his head. Maxwell crawling through. Walsh continues to pave his way through here now, pushing through this last bit of running. Turns the corner. Shipley, Darren now following. Morgan Maxwell still pushing here. This isn't over yet. Maxwell smoothly across there, and he hunting down Walsh. I'll tell you right now, this might not be over. Maxwell with the pace. Russell looks like it as well. Walsh, the pace. Mo also pushing here. Walsh shrugs his way through there, bouncing his arm off that post. Doesn't seem to faze him though. Morgan Maxwell also on this well. But here comes Russell Walsh. 3 bands on his wrist and maybe 1 championship belt around his waist. As Walsh leaps over the hay bales, sprinting towards the finish line. And Russell Walsh, well, this is another wave, but we do assume he might be our new British champion for the 3K. Walsh on the floor in agony. We'll come back to him soon, but we keep following the race now because here we go. Morgan Maxwell in second place. And, well, we assume Russell Walsh will be the champion. Of course, there is 2 waves. We don't know. But at that pace, well, who could beat him? Morgan Maxwell now following. 3 bands on his wrist as well. Mo charging through here. Morgan Maxwell over the hay bales and charging towards that finish line. And he takes an assumed second place here. Of course, 2 waves, like I say, but those 2 rapid, pretty much unstoppable. Didn't blink for those obstacles. I don't really know who might have even been able to come close. We do assume that is your first and second in these British Championships. But now, continuing back to the action here, we have more athletes sprinting through. That's not an athlete, that is a dog, but also looking very keen at the action here. Excited, just like we all are. Raminus Yukis also paving through now. But here comes Darren Martin here. Darren's elite, yeah? He's elite, yeah? Darren Martin here, paving through. Darren paving through here. He leaps up that hay bale, launches himself off it. Not far behind is Chris Shipley. This is a tight race between 2 Rumble athletes here, but Darren Martin has crossed the line in what we assume will be 3rd place. Shipley leaps and takes the finish line. That must hurt for him. Of course, he finished 4th in a close sprint finish at Body Hub, his last 3K race, and he finds himself in the same situation here, losing a sprint finish. That keeps him 4th and just seconds away from a podium. And you see he is gutted by that there. But an incredible race between those 2. We continue chasing on here. Oliver Addy, you can see it going through this well here. But here comes another striding sprint here through the finish. All 3 bands on his wrist as we continue looking through. James Burton here. But look at this between Alex Young and Raminus Yukis. What a sprint between these 2, both charging through. Ramsey takes the lead. Alex still follows. Raminus Yukis and Alex Young. Here we go. Ramsey says all 3 bands. Alex says the same. And it's a sprint down here. Ramsey has the lead, but anything can happen here on this hay bale. Ramsey leaps on. Alex shortly follows. Ramsey has launched himself off though, and he's charging towards the finish line. And Ramsey comes in the next position. Alex Young closely following here. Young in pursuit, but there goes Raminus Yukis. I believe he is age category. So is Alex Young, and so is James Burton, but that's all to be confirmed. I'm not fully sure. I do believe that is 1 age category coming in close succession there. Anyway, here comes Oliver Addy paving his way through. And some of the women's elite coming through now. We'll tune into that. Because here we go. Over there, you can just see in the distance, it is Tamar. And that is close. That's Becky Neal next to her there. Both of them battling. We are going to make our way over now. Because this is going to be an entertaining race with these 2 for the women's podium. And the women's elite 3K champion, Russell Wells confirmed our men's champion, but this women's is closer than we could ever imagine. We're charging round here. I'm going to leap over quickly and not get in the way of the course, because these two are both coming for a rig now and paving their way through. Tamar a slight lead on Becky Neal here. Thank you. And here comes Tamar Barkley on leading this race here. Neal shortly following though in this race, become British champion. Turn to this pyramid rig this time though, starting on the Toros attachment side, in my opinion, the more difficult side. Slight pause there by Tamar coming into it to think. Becky a little bit less, and they're close once more. Both two-handing that L. Becky slips on the pair. Meanwhile, Tamar holds it strong, but she slips as well. And that's a penalty. That's a penalty for Tamar. I'm whispering, I don't want to distract these athletes here, but that is a penalty for Tamar. She leads this race, but it's a band down. And Becky Neal footlocks. And this makes this very interesting. Louise Ferriman now coming through, currently third place, if I am correct. But it is Becky Neal here, still on that rig. Tamar now coming through the net. Becky, though, with one more band on her wrist, and that can make all the difference. And Becky clears the rig, and this will be entertaining now. Tamar is coming through the net. This is well and truly game on. Becky Neal second, but all three bands on her wrist. Louise Ferriman loses a band there, frustratingly. Here we go, Izzy Young shortly following. Now Stuart Jeffries there, but here comes Tamar leading this race, but with one less band than her competitor, Becky Neal in second. In third place, also on second band, is of course Louise Ferriman, also finding that pyramid rig. Here's our leader. But for how long is the question? Tamar fighting through the pain here. And Becky Neal following here. Becky coming up to this rig. But Tamar has cleared it, and Tamar is through here, ploughing through now, fighting for victory. Becky Neal not far behind though at all. And Becky, like I say, all three bands still on her wrist. She's clambering through alongside Stuart Jeffrey. And no offence to Stuart Jeffrey himself, but our eyes are all fixed on Becky Neal right now. See how we can see, well, just how this is going to end. This is incredibly tight. Louise Ferriman coming through here. She says she's messed up. She's a little bit gutted of herself, I think. But Becky Neal has nothing to be gutted about, because she's pushing through here, looking for the podium and maybe just the gold. Becky with all three bands on her wrist, I do believe. I'm not 100% before, I have to confirm actually, because I didn't see the start of the race, frustratingly. We do believe though. Tamar, I know, has at least lost one. I just realised that, sorry everyone, I didn't see the start of the race. I'm assuming it's all three. But we're going to watch this incredible race come right down to the wire here. Stuart Jeffrey closely following. But I said before, Becky has three bands. I do believe that's correct. I have to maybe check with a source, but what I do know is Tamar has at least lost one. Has Becky lost any bands?
I don't think so.
Okay, we've got from spectators here, they're presuming there's no bands lost here from Becky Neal, which would be absolutely superb if so, because it'd be really tight. Tamar has the lead, but we know she's lost at least one band. I presume it's only one. It wasn't that pyramid rig. And look at this coming through here. Anything to be to play for. Becky keeping up the pace. Tamar is as well. But like I say, Tamar having that penalty. Louise Ferriman now also knocked down to two bands. But she's ploughing through here, currently in third place in this British 3K Championship. Tamar Barkley still has the lead here in this race. Becky Neal closely following. But Tamar goes again for a penalty. It is confirmed that Tamar did get a penalty, I was pretty sure. And yeah, she has that penalty now. And she sprints around that loop. Becky Neal also being pushed along there, trying to fight. This is coming down to the wire, and Louise Ferriman says she's in for a shot here, because she's picked up the pace a little here. Becky is currently in the lead, but can she hold? Is she fading? Can she hang on here? Tamar Barkley still fighting and pushing through here on this penalty loop, and maybe, just maybe, this isn't over just yet. Becky coming through. I'm going to quickly leap over here and get ready for this finish, because this could be tight. Becky Neal. Becky has no penalties. It is confirmed she has no penalties. And Becky Neal is sprinting through here. And Becky onto the hay bales. Becky over one hay bale. On the top now. Leaps down. And I do believe, I could be wrong because of the waves, but if I'm not mistaken, Becky Neal will be your British 3K champion. That was an incredible race here. Tamar Barkley still coming through across that penalty loop. And Louise Ferriman in pursuit. I'm not sure about waves, like I say, but I'm sure they were the main wave and the main competitors here. And if that is confirmed, if they're always set in stone, like I said, I don't know the waves, I think Becky is our champion. Could be different waves though, it's not set in stone, we'll need confirmation. But Tamar Barkley here, coming through. She grabs her penalty band and sprints towards that finish line. And Tamar storming through now. She leaps onto the hay bales, reaches the summit, and soars down and sprints through, narrowly avoiding the last obstacle being a dog on the course. But she doesn't care. She fights through and takes her place alongside Becky Neal. Big hug there between the two athletes. That was an incredible battle between the two. And we do believe that is our first and second in the women's. Meanwhile, more athletes now coming through that water. Many athletes here in the age caps, not settled, not over just quite yet. More athletes storming through. That is Laura Hayward now coming through, I do believe. Meanwhile, Louise Fairman, who's currently third place in that women's elite, if I am not mistaken once more. I'm not confirmed, but I do believe that this is Louise Fairman coming through for what I assume to be a bronze medal in this 3K championship. Although Izzy Young is not far behind here. I'm not sure about start times, not sure about waves, I'm not sure. But we can be sure it's Louise Fairman is jumping off the hay bale and towards that finish line, what we can assume will be that 3rd place podium. Here's someone say, go on Louise. That was young Sophie Jeffrey, of course. It just shows how they are and managed to motivate the next generation and inspiring them to succeed. And this is entertaining as here we go. And Jason leaps down. As he comes to the finish. Could that be his age category, I do believe? Maybe a gold in that. Here comes Tony Zaleri now. Top of the hay bale. Imagine those two racing in the age category, I presume. But he's fighting through, leaping through. He has a penalty bag in his hand. Maybe a frustrating penalty for him. He's coming through to the finish. And we're now going to turn our attentions more back to those rigs. That's where the main action's at. Some of these rigs are incredibly difficult, incredibly tricky, and anything can change when it comes to them. You see Andrew Durrant's there, and Phil, I believe Airy. Make sure I've got the right Phil's right surnames coming through. We've got some Finnish athletes here. Eddie Lambert and Alex Young both watching on after they've already finished their course. Both keen. Izzy Young now pushing along. She's pushing here to keep on going through. See Andrew Durrant's also stuck in that swell. More athletes now, but it's Laura Hayward right now in the distance. Very hard to see. And I do apologise for that. Is on her way over that triangle or pyramid rig. Athlete here, shimmying along that pole. Athletes coming on. It's Andrew Durrant's here, paving ahead. If I'm not mistaken, he's paving his way through. I think he has all 3 bands, so that's what he's indicated at least. No, he hasn't. And Durrant's... No, he has. So he's completed a penalty loop. That was a penalty loop completed by Andrew Durrant. And he's now soaring his way through to the finishing line. Jake takes a band. And Jake continues on another loop here. Jake Childs here of Rumble, paving his way through the field, pushing on that penalty loop once more. And that penalty is tough. And it has to be, because these obstacles are so difficult. So finding the penalty has to be harsh. Because it's not easy to complete them. It's a tight finish, but he gets through the line. That's another athlete there, making his way through the field. Here comes Laura Hayward now. Band has been dropped there, but Laura didn't want to interrupt. But Laura has gone off now, and the marshal's picked up the band. I'm not sure what to do about that. Officially. Do you want me to give it to...
If you can go back and give it to whoever's at the end.
I'll give it to the...
Tell them Laura's...
Yeah. I'll give it to the official. I'm now on duties here, making sure things are all smoothly done. So I'm now going to help out here, do something official, because I have to. Guys, Laura had a band fall off. Number 21, Laura Hayward, had a band fall off. She hasn't lost it. It fell off on a rig. I think she's 20, yeah, she's 21. And there's a little bit of official duty there just to ensure this race is kept all fair, all clean. Laura did obviously not lose a band there. It fell off onto the floor, making sure there that doesn't cost her that unfortunate mistake. I've just had to go confirm there. Jake Charles once again ploughing through. Laura Hayward coming through. Hoping that should all be good for her band. Fingers crossed. I've given it to the technical official. So hopefully it's all confirmed. She goes to the penalty loop. She has a band there. 2 more athletes paving their way through here. I'm going to once again return over though to that pyramid rig. So two more athletes coming over the tape there and crossing it. There we go. It's a tight battle here. But I'm going to go back over to this pyramid rig with a bit more action, because in my opinion this is the most entertaining rig on the course. You cannot lose all your bands of the way. It is a 3-band system, but you can't lose the last one. If you found an obstacle, it will be marked for an extra penalty. Not extra penalty loop, sorry. I believe it is a time penalty at the end. But I'll have to confirm and check that. But I believe that's the rules. An unlucky slip there on the pyramid rig. More athletes coming in. They still have 2 bands at their wrist. So that's 3 bands. I think one underneath. But one of those bands has been reduced and snatched away from them by this tricky and treacherous pyramid rig. Another athlete flying through, but sadly can't get through. And I think that's one band left. I have to confirm. Hooking round and underneath the net. And this is the advantage here, maybe being in second here, because with someone else going for the net, it leaves a little gap open there, as you can see. And it makes it a little bit easier for the training athlete. Although I think they've got out of the net just in time there to give their opponent behind a little bit more of an issue. And she has a bit of a lead here. And Charlie in suit following. Here you go, Charlie. Now onto this pyramid rig. In my opinion, like I say, the toughest rig on this course, and especially when you do it on the second lap, coming in from this side on the Toros attachments. And more athletes flooding in here. Of course, when they started, of course, they were wearing these neon green bibs, going through all the mud and the water. The bibs a little bit less neon and a little bit less green, but they're still pushing and ploughing through. Wiping hands on the grass, a clever trait and a clever trick there, just to get a bit more grip on the hands. And of course, a ninja should be able to fly for these rigs with ease, but who knows? Conditions are not the same as they are on a ninja course. Of course, it's slippery, it's wet, and mainly it's outdoors. But now we switch our attention to Jamie Gain, currently leading the para. Jamie Gain here now coming through. He is storming through here. I believe he's leading the para, if I'm not mistaken, and he's made it look a breeze. Of course, given 5 bands at the start, if I'm not mistaken, according to the rulebook. But he takes a second there to compose himself. Meanwhile, another athlete clears this rig again. Composed. And for those who know how difficult a footlock is, imagine doing it like that. That must be incredibly difficult, and it's incredibly talented of Jamie Gain to be able to pull that off. And wow, that is sensational by him to be able to squeeze and keep himself on that rope. He gets his hands onto the ring and makes his descent. And Jamie Gain clears. That was superb by him. And he continues his way through this course, focusing now onto the net. This can be difficult, but Jamie Gain is leading here, I believe, in the para field. And look at that, he's charging through that net. Incredibly impressive there by him as he sweeps his way through. We'll follow him in short. In fact, we probably will follow him now. There's not many athletes coming through here to this triangle rig, or this pyramid rig, as we do like to say. More athletes over there. We'll come back over there shortly, I'd say. Go check out that rig, which you haven't seen much of, as I've been very focused over here on the competition. But I'm going to turn my attention back onto Jamie Gain here, who is ploughing through the field, overtaking all those who started before him. But he's now breezing past with his technical obstacle skill and his speed. And like I said, for a few athletes that passed before, he's taking it step by step, inch by inch, crawl by crawl, making his way through this race, getting closer to etching himself into the history books here. He clears, and Jamie keeps on ploughing through here. Jamie Gain, an inspiration to many. Continues ploughing through here. Absolutely incredible by him. See many athletes now in this swirl snail shape, as I'd describe it. And here we go, Jamie Gain once again coming through here. Incredible pace by him, ploughing through. This isn't easy here, such a tough course, and have to fight through this last bit of running. Back and forth, it can be tiring, but it doesn't seem to faze him. He takes a little bit of time to breathe. He's taking a second here, and he keeps on marching on, strong, and fighting through all the pain he is feeling, but he's pushing on through. Jamie Gain takes a second there, and he keeps on going here. This is a cruel course, a difficult course, but it doesn't seem to faze him too much. He blinks for a second, but he gets back into the action and keeps pushing on through the pain. More athletes here approaching this swell shape. Jamie takes a second, but he's getting ready. He's getting himself to push. He motivates himself to keep on going, and he doesn't stop. He pushes on the run once again. And Jamie Gain, wow. The fight in this man to keep on pushing, keep on digging, and not give up. It's impressive. It can really make you think and really make you believe what anyone can do when you see him going through like this. It's absolutely incredible. Fighting through it all. Jamie Gain now. Fighting, and fighting some more. Jamie's got 4. He goes on through. And Jamie Gain, I'm going to try and catch up here to get him at the finish line. I'm leaping over everything I can that stands in my way, because so much is in his way, but he's got through it all. He's conquered it all. And right now, Jamie Gain gets over the hay bales and is launching himself towards that finish line. Jamie Gain getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to making history. Jamie Gain crosses the line in spectacular fashion. An incredible race by him. Sensational. Absolutely sensational there. Jamie Gain crosses the line and makes history. We continue here, going back over to so many more athletes fighting through this course, fighting through the pain that they are feeling, to keep on pushing through. Charlie there, one of the athletes who takes a band but marches onto another penalty loop. Another athlete closely following her. Many athletes now caught on this penalty cycle. And I believe there are still more athletes coming through here. I will catch some of them because I do want to see some of that other rig action. Athletes, gloves on, gloves off, up and down, choices to be made. Athletes adjusting to every slight change of condition, every slight change of heart, and what they believe is best for them to keep on fighting through this course. More athletes, I like to say, soaring through. There's Darren Martin there. He had this incredible finish there, and he's obviously very happy for himself to be done now and have a good rest. We can now see Chris Shipley, our little captain there, but on the right is Russell Walsh, British champion, if I'm not mistaken there, alongside Jake Charles. And there he is, Russell Walsh, our brand. And you can tell I'm losing my voice. Russell Walsh has taken the gold here. He's made himself absolute history here by becoming the brand new British 3K champion. And you see they are ecstatic. He slept in a tent. He's been here all night, ready, focused, ready to fight, and he fought and he succeeded. He is victorious here. There's 8, now 9 people still watching along and tuning into this incredible battle at the British 3K Championships. While these athletes rest and recover, I will not rest, I will not recover, as I keep ploughing on. As we see more athletes come through here, ploughing through this course. And you can see now, some athletes going through the pain. Some athletes, now they're finished, decided to have a laugh, maybe have a drink, have a beer or two, celebrate their success and their glory. And like we say, Russell Walsh, not Russell Walsh, I'm losing my voice, Russell Walsh. Remember that name because it will be etched into history as he becomes the champion, the British 3K champion here on a historic day at the Nuts Challenge. And more athletes now paving their way through, pushing through the pain. Here we go, Carmen now coming through. Some athletes having to bear through the pain and fight through. Seeing Kim here from Rumble, now approaching this pyramid rig. Has gloves there as an option. Like I say, athletes always having tactical changes and preferences in a race and have everything there just in case. She takes a second here just to compose herself. Get yourself right into the mindset for leaping up onto that T-bar. A little swing there. And sadly, cannot reach that pear-shaped attachment and gains a mark on her band. I believe there is a time added on, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the penalty loops for the original band losses. But Kim pushing on through here. She comes to the net. Got plenty of support here, such as Darren Martin saying he loves it in the chat. And I'm very grateful for that. Of course, we're speaking to Darren Martin a while back. He has, of course, succeeded today, if I'm not mistaken. Pushing himself to the limit and reaping in the rewards of pushing himself. Alongside Russell Walsh, of course. Like I say, I'm struggling to speak. Here is Harry, though, coming through here, doing absolutely superbly. Also in that para wave, of course. Pushing and fighting through to join Jamie Gain at that finish line. He's fighting, and fighting still. Harry, also known, of course, if I'm not mistaken, as... is Harry, isn't it? I'll make sure no names now, because I'm so flummoxed. Harry, I think he's also known as Henry. That's
Found you a new career.
That's going for. Oh, I wish. I like racing too much, though. You see there, James Burton. He's finished now. A little joke with him. He's obviously one of those athletes in high spirits after finishing. I do believe he podiumed in his A category, but I will have to check and make sure. But here comes Harry. Harry Halfpint, I think, is his name on social media. But he has the heart of no other athlete. A little bit of confusion there, but he pushes on through here. Harry striding on through here, pushing through the pain. And he keeps on fighting here in these British Championships. And James Burton now, look at the rig there, even though he's finished. I can assure you he has finished. He's not just walking off the course halfway through, he's already finished and competed today, and he walks away there. More athletes come through. So Dave Peters there on that rig, make sure everything is perfection, make sure everything's all right. As there has been a switch, the metal balls have been replaced by what looks like Taurus attachments. Taurus T-bar, by the looks of things, has replaced the original metal balls that were there. Slight shift there, but that's because the race is done. Or everyone has passed that rig, but looks of things. I can't see anyone else coming out of the water now. Many athletes have finished. We've seen athletes come through now. James Burton will rope on the rig. I do believe people are slowly coming down now. Dave Peters now at the top of that rig. I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. What I can be sure of, though, that athletes are still fighting and still pushing through. There's Kim there. I'm going to try shield your eyes from Chris Shipley. Oh, shield your eyes at Chris Shipley there. He was, of course, displaying a little bit too much for our audience, I think, there. Chris Shipley. Apologies to anyone who's just joined, who's had to see Shipley in that fashion. Here's Harry once again fighting through. And like I say, there's no sun here today, there's no clouds. And although there was no moon in the sky, there was a moon, of course, on course, thanks to Chris Shipley. Very grateful for him displaying that. Here comes Harry once again pushing through here and fighting on. Carmen also there. More athletes coming through. Dave Peters now adjusting that rig. And I do believe there's no more athletes coming through now. So no one come out of the lake and no one's come through his attachment. Now that rig is looking to be adjusted by Dave. Makes me assume there are no more athletes apart from these ones fighting and finishing through now. More athletes sweeping through. Seeing one more just fight through and come off that rig there. Harry's fighting through. I went my way towards finish. I'm now checking there, looking at the camera as well. Make sure no one's in my way. Sorry, I'm not in anyone's way. No one's to be in my way because I'm just the cameraman, and these are the star athletes, the stars of the show. And I've absolutely loved doing this. I'm hoping you guys have all enjoyed. Maybe had your popcorn, maybe on the edge of your seat. It's been absolutely incredible racing, I do have to say. Harry takes his band, and he is charging through now. Up towards hay bales. Here comes Harry. Harry leaps up over one. And he's now...
Come on, Harry.
He's is now on the peak of those hay bales and on the cusp of making history here. Harry leaps down and storms towards that finish line like so many athletes have done today. He finishes in style, in success, and Harry crossed the line there. Sensational. There's many athletes here now taking it all in. Some of our junior athletes are to go off soon. I'm going to express my concern to people here. I've been working so hard. I've now got 10% battery on the device I'm recording with, so I'm hoping I can get more to you guys, but it will be dependent, of course, on the battery situation. But I'm hoping to keep showing you guys this pure entertainment. We have got the juniors still coming soon later on. I'm hoping I can get everything up and ready for that. We still see athletes here coming through, fighting through here. This swirl, snail shape, as I describe it, pattern. They have to drive through. I think James Burton, they're just testing the safety of some obstacles over there. More athletes coming through this last stretch. For those who aren't aware, the elite men ended in victory for Russell Walsh, becoming the British 3K champion for the men, and I do believe it was Becky Neal who became women's champion. Of course, Tamar led the race but took a penalty after a foul on the pyramid rig. Becky seized the opportunity and took the victory, at least I do believe anyway. See a dog barking with excitement there. He's just as entertained as I am, I think, watching as this battle continues. The last few athletes now coming through. I think things are being changed, adjusted, not mistaken, for the junior wave coming through shortly. Battery is approaching low, and I apologise for that. For context, guys, I had about 85, I think, when this started, and it just shows been there for so long, but every single second, every single minute of it has been pure entertainment. Many junior athletes there getting ready to fight on this course. More athletes now coming through. I'm going to go towards the finish line here. More athletes, of course, discussing how the race went. Many of our winners and champions over there. Junior athletes now getting over to the start, and I'm really hoping we'll be able to keep battery alive and keep things up for this, because, well, it will be entertaining. So many good athletes in here, so many great athletes in here. Most importantly, this is the future. Our sport, of course, very new in the world, but of course these are the guys who will pave the way, who will break the records that were set today. They will be the next ones for us to all keep our eyes on, for us to watch them grow, learn, and be faster than ever before. Trust me, they might look small, but they are speedy, they are quick, and they will make one great race here. And they're all getting ready to get into the pen. My battery creeps down to 8. I'm really hoping things all go to plan here. The juniors ready, keen, and fired up. This will be close. And we see so many junior athletes here, which is great to see. The future of our sport shining bright. There's Julie Botwood there, getting ready. All waving, all happy faces here as they are leading these kids. Very happy. She has a smile and a smile on her hat as well. She's very joyful right now. So many other athletes here as they've finished and crossed the line. Obviously junior athletes here getting ready to race and compete themselves. They are ready to leave it all out on the line like so many athletes did before. This fire was roaring for the start, now almost extinguished. But what isn't extinguished is the excitement here today. So much more to follow and continue here as they get ready. The gates now being opened for the juniors. Things being checked here and confirmed as they get ready to be released. And I am going to quickly confirm, guys, I'm going out of commentator mode quickly because I need to ensure battery can remain so you guys can watch this incredible race. And see if anyone's got a battery pack or something, because I really want to keep this going for you guys, because this is going to be great. I'll make sure I might have some sort of battery pack, some sort of charger to keep you guys up and watching. So bear with me for 2 seconds. I plan to. And ladies and gentlemen, I have got good news here. I need just to bear with me for 2 seconds, but I have a battery pack, so I will be able to keep this here and get the juniors. So bear me, we'll be looking at the ground for a matter of seconds, maybe a bit of darkness for a matter of seconds, but I will be plugging you guys in. And just like that, we have charge and we have good news here, as it means we will be having, you see me for a second, I need to turn this around. There you go, back to the actual action. Now with battery pack in, I can maintain this. I need to quickly adjust my positions. But just like that, we are back and we are ready. Charge is restored. I hope it's restored. We can watch this incredible race take place here. The juniors get ready to rumble and they get underway. There's Philip Mann there, or Philip Airy. I think it's Philip Mann. Let's make sure there's plenty of feels. But either way, he's succeeded. Spoke to him before the race. He looks very happy now. He's going to get some food, I think. He asked me to go away, but he seems very happy at his success today. Seeing plenty of juniors here getting ready to fight for their chance to succeed. A couple of athletes hobbling here, hoping all the best for them. And the adult athletes now, despite finishing themselves, are ready to tune in to pure entertainment in this junior wave. Like I say, this is the future. This is the ones you'll be watching for years and years to come in this sport. They're the ones who will lead the way into potential Olympics, potential World Championships that will be on the main stage on TV. They will be the stars of the show in the future. The question is, who will be the star of the show out of them all today? Incredible athletes here coming to battle. And we are just waiting for them to go very shortly. I think they're getting ready. I think they're just check here. I think there's been a couple of changes on the rigs. I did say previously there's a Toros T-bar in the place of a previous metal ball. And I do believe there might be a slight adjustment over there to the rig, or at least they were just confirming it was still secure, as there was little adjustments being made over there. But I believe the course is already and all set up for these junior athletes. They have 4 bands, if I'm not mistaken, and they will hope to keep them all. And knowing a lot of them, they probably will, because they are great at these obstacles. They're great on the speed, and this will be a battle. They're still in that starting pen waiting zone, chatting, discussing with each other, all looking keen and ready. Meanwhile, our male elite athletes, of course, all chatting, discussing, speaking to each other, their opinions on the races. Of course, we've got many technical officials and marshals here, all which we can thank, because without them, well, this wouldn't have happened, wouldn't be here today. If it wasn't for those marshals, the technical officials, those who, of course, helped create it. Chris Shipley, of course, athlete, race today, but also a massive part of the scaffolding, helping that be set up, helping rigs be set up. Dave Peters, of course, a massive part of this community, making sure this was all planned and organised. He was an incredible part of this. Nuts themselves, of course. Here goes Kim crossing the line very shortly now. She leaps off those hay bales, step by step. She marches on through and passes that finish line, and Kim has finished. Like so many athletes we've seen today, I believe it was 13 waves, each and every one of them jam-packed full of incredible athletes, all of which have proved and pushed themselves out there today on this 3K course. And see marshals and everyone getting ready and bracing for this junior wave. And like I say, it's still like it was before in terms of weather. Cloudy skies, in my opinion, like I say, perfect conditions for a race. But it has rained today, things can change. Those dogs obviously keen to see their owner. By the looks of things, they're excited to watch. Another junior athlete getting ready to go there. Like so many of them now at this start line, but like I said, we still are waiting and ready to go very, very shortly for the junior athletes. I want to thank you all here for tuning in and getting involved. There's, of course, some of the paras there for a nice photo. I believe it's their podium. I believe that is Becky Neal, of course, who I believe is our British champion after an incredible race, an incredible battle. We'll have to confirm that, though. Like I say, there was multiple waves, but she was the first woman across the line. So I do presume she's British champion. What I can confirm is Russell Walsh is your male British champion. And we'll have to confirm, make sure. I'll let her enjoy a moment and let her just relax now, because it is a hard-fought battle. And maybe we'll get some confirmation later. I do believe she is our British champion. Junior athletes still waiting here. Still getting ready. Well, it's great to see here. We're seeing many of those athletes who raced not that long ago now, getting ready to volunteer and marshal on the kids' wave to show the incredible community and incredible support we have here. Racing and now running off to volunteer for these juniors to be out there for the future of our sport. I want to apologise for a moment here in case my camera works a little bit sloppy as I am trying to balance this with a battery pack in my hand. I'm hoping all should be good and all should be right here. Athletes getting ready now. These juniors have waited a long time but won't wait much longer. Junior athletes getting ready and ready to go here. They start slowly entering the start pen, ready for a battle, ready for a fight in this 3K race. Athletes young and old, all of which incredible, all of which ready. 4 athletes on the line ready. More athletes pouring in. That is Harry Jeffrey, if I'm not mistaken, British champion in his age category and gold medalist at the World Championships most recently in Costa Rica. He's happy to see the camera there. More following suit. He says Phoenix there, showing his colours. Oliver Addy here, also of course Phoenix member, cheering on his younger teammate. And see fist bumps there handed out. All these athletes, so young but so mature at the same time, fist bumping, taking it all in, respecting each other. It is incredible. That's what we love to see here in obstacle sports and the future of our sport.
Good commentator.
More athletes pouring into the pen now. In rows of 4, if I'm not mistaken, it's the waves here getting ready. Fist bumps, discussions, all being ready, all being supportive of one another. And that's what we love to see, like I said. Slowly pouring in now, more and more getting ready to race here at the Nuts Challenge. I'm hoping you guys are aware. I didn't hear much. I'm hoping we're at home. We're sure. I see everyone's having fun here, everyone's getting involved. If they're racing, watching, fun runners, or just having a laugh, or enjoying the spectacle of racing here today, fact is, everyone's loving it. Everyone's having a great time. We see more racers here, over there on the pontoons. They're all wearing nut shirts. I'm wondering if that is possibly the Marshall wave for 7K, or wearing nut shirts might not be, but I can assume it might be a Marshall's wave. That might disrupt things a little for these juniors. They're all there though, getting ready, little thumbs up there. Juniors all discussing and getting ready. I'm going to make my way a little bit further away just in case there's a start soon, the first wave, and I can keep up for them. Or hope to keep up for them anyway. That's why I'm getting a little bit further away, just to make sure I can't be outrun at the start by these speedy athletes.
Where are you?
Athletes here. Alex Young now a volunteer for this wave. After competing earlier today. He had, of course, a great battle with Ramirez Yukis, of course. For those who didn't see it, both were right here on these hay bales fighting. It was Ramsey who just got off there first and crossed the line first. I believe they were the same wave. I believe they were the same age cat. There you go. And if you see in the distance here, that fire that was almost put out is now roaring once again, roaring with flames. And the roaring ambition of these athletes is tangible here as they get ready and they prepare. Of course, you feel the excitement, feel a little bit of nerves, a little bit of tension, but overall the excitement of what we expected to be a great race. One more athlete coming in there. And maybe one more, or a couple more, we'll have to see. But an array of juniors, all in their shiny neon green vests, ready to fight, ready to rumble, and ready to take their chance to succeed. Louise Fellerman, another racer now, volunteer, just shows the incredible support we're seeing from this OCI community. The young helping the old, and the old helping the young. And it shows the support, shows the community spirit we have here, which is just so incredible. So everyone's out here to cheer these juniors on and support these juniors. Like I say, they are the future, and they are ready, like the stars they are, to shine bright. The good news is I'm up to 25% now on battery with the battery pack. So for those who were here earlier, me worrying about losing battery, should all be good. Fingers crossed, touch wood. You'll be able to witness this historic race here. Making sure everything's good. Things will get underway shortly, I do believe. And Emma sadly hobbling there, hoping she's alright. I think she raced earlier today. I'm hoping think we all are, that she's alright. I think there's a little dance there afterwards, so we can hope. Even if she's injured, we can see at least she is in high spirits. Looking to get underway shortly though. I think a couple of our athletes, they're looking at their watches, bracing, maybe looking at their bands, we'll have to see, but I think they are almost ready to go. Dave Peters there, coming to the front. I'm sure he's ready, as we all are. Let's watch this entertaining race. I'm going to sit down here and get ready. It's not long now, everyone. I promise you that. And the wait will be worthwhile. See Tamar there, discussing maybe her race on the phone to someone. She has 2 Coke cans in her hands, of course. But a lot of talk about that, of course. Nuts guts being a famous thing from nuts. People feeling unwell after nuts. Apparently, Coke kills the bacteria in your stomach and keeps you all healthy. We'll see. Everyone's believing that. It's supposed to be true. It's supposed to be scientifically true, but I guess any way to find out is see how people are after nuts. And while she drinks in her success, what I believe is a podium stay, you can drink in the atmosphere here. All those junior athletes getting ready to go.
Right.
James Burton just clarifying a couple of things there as we're ready to get underway shortly. Dave Peters behind us there, also making sure everything is perfect for these young athletes. I'm very sorry and I'm very mistaken because I said there was all our athletes off from the adult ways, but it's not, because we have the incredible Wendy Brothers there coming through. She continues to fight and continues to prove people wrong every time. And here we go, Jane starts us off here as our first junior wave is underway. They leap onto the hay bale and quickly off here. Alex Cook, I do believe, is taking the lead right now. I will try and follow suit here as they go around this swirl. And the 4 of them here, all close, but like I say, you cannot confirm things that are multiple waves. Anything could happen. Wendy Brothers there, storming through. Needs the end of her race. These 4 all off quick, but I will remind you, a second wave has just gone off. You never know exactly who is winning. These are our oldest athletes, if I do believe, some younger ones following suit. But the fact is, you do not know, because after all, the waves can change it all. I will remind everyone once more that each rig is done twice, but in reverse order the second time. There are no bells, it is clearance over the rigs. First time you come through it before you go out onto the course, and your last thing you'll do is once again the rigs, this time in a reverse order. Got a dog with a bib on there, but I'm sure they're not racing. Though a canine OCR would certainly be entertainment, I do have to say. We've seen them all come through now. Harry Jeffrey, I do believe that is, leading that second wave. Now this first wave now coming through to the hay bales. Alex Cook still leading. Pursuing pack not far behind. Cook coming through now to this pole shuffle. I've called it many names today, but I'm not really sure exactly what to call it, but you can see what it is. Pole shuffle, technically. And then you see Cook there just checking the rules. You can touch the horizontal bars for those at home who weren't aware as well. Athletes coming through here, and it's got a little bit close here between them, and it is a really tight battle right now. And Cook loses lead a little, but Hayden takes the lead here. And these two are close, and it will be a good battle here. I'm going to make sure the coast is clear. And hop over while I can. Harry Jeffrey now, leading that second wave. He comes through now onto that bar. Meanwhile, though, we see there are 2 leading athletes from the first wave now approaching. Alex Cook and Hayden both here near each other. Little hesitation there by Cook. Hayden doesn't blink. I think there are now ropes added as well. That second rope was not there for the men's. That's one of the slight changes we saw. Been added in earlier, but Cook has got off there first and reinstates his lead in this first wave. Hayden shortly follows. More waves coming in. Harry Jeffrey now first in that second wave. He approaches the rig. We'll quickly get a little eye on him here. And look at that, breezes through, misses the ring right onto that rope. Doesn't blink at all. He doesn't batter an eye. He just gets through it. Harry Jeffrey soaring through onto that Taurus T, and he clears it with ease. Second wave, first place right now. Harry Jeffrey soaring through I'm going to carefully cut through here and not intercept here and get some more of the course, because I'm now going to go join these front runners. Harry Jeffrey coming through that rig there. Meanwhile, we're going to keep up the front runners on this first pack as they go forward in this race. And it is Alex Cook who still leads. And our front three, the first wave. Catch up with the front two here, Hayden and Alex. That's James Burton up the front there, leading the way. Making sure not behind me so I can leap over here with them. The first two athletes going over, and third place coming along. Meanwhile there, the front three of the first wave, but here comes first in the second wave, catching up to them, 30 seconds behind of course at the start, but here comes Harry Jeffrey, taking no prisoners. I have to be careful coming over here now because I have a camera in my hand, and of course a battery pack, so I apologise everyone there. Runners getting a little bit tired, we will catch up to them of course. And struggling to keep up with them now because they are absolutely storming through this. Here they go, taking their time. Those didn't see earlier, of course, on the elite men and elite women and the age groupers. It's a big ditch here, which frankly I'm not keen to go through. So I'll just sit and watch them for now. We'll meet them again very shortly. Quite like that, climbing up the muddy ascent there. Another athlete coming through. We'll come to join once again the front pack, Harry Jeffrey in the second wave, but he's coming up from first overall. Catch that first wave. We're going to now pick up the pace a little, make sure we catch them when they come out. Meanwhile, while we're here, hoping everyone is enjoying the broadcast. You are listening to Philly Green right now doing a bit of commentary for UKOCR. I'm hoping you're all enjoying, hoping you've got popcorn on the edge of your seat watching. This is pure entertainment here. So please, while you're here, drink it all in, take it in. Don't blink, don't batter an eye, because this is entertainment. I'll pick up the pace here, try and catch up again for the next ditch. He'll leap over, and already I'm too late as Alex Cook comes through, still leading this first wave and this race. More athletes following now. Harry Jeffrey, who was in the second wave, now takes second overall. Despite he started about 30 seconds behind. Incredible with the youngster. Comes to the pan round here. Here comes Harry Jeffrey. First in his wave, second overall. And here comes Hayden now, following suit. My athlete's coming through, it's another little ditch. Log for context, guys. I'm going to keep up these main runners, so I will continue here with them. So it's very muddy, very slippery here. Difficult for our athletes. Hayden hops over the wall there and continues chasing the pack. So there's a small disruption there to the stream. Hayden over the wall and continues. And we will continue to chase here, and we're going to go and try and catch up with those leaders, which is Alex Cook, and in second, on the second wave, Harry Jeffrey. We're going to cut through now. We cannot go through there because it's really muddy. I don't want to go through that right now. Apologise everyone. Here is Harry after his success. Very happy. We continue to chase these main runners. And you can tell they're really making me work here. Try and keep up with the pace that they are making. Darting through in the back ways just to catch up. Because I cannot compete at that pace right now. Hoping all of you watching are entertained. We've come at the perfect time here. So here comes Alex Cook now, leading the race, but Harry Jeffrey, we'll confirm, he was in the second wave here, now second overall. Incredible catching up here. Hayden just going through the ditch there and over, but we'll continue the two junior athletes here in first and second, coming up to Hamburger Hill. And it's got very muddy here, it was muddy here earlier of course. Remember, more athletes come in. Look at that, a little slip there by Alex Cook on the hill. Harry doesn't blink and he gets a little bit closer. Talk about slips on the hill. I suffered the same thing, but Harry Jeffrey, I'm not mistaken, out my eyes. has just overtaken and takes the lead overall. Harry Jeffrey leading Cook now. First Jeffrey, second Cook. Hayden following out of our eye shot right now. But Harry Jeffrey takes the lead. And that is just incredible, ladies and gentlemen. That is incredible. He started 30 seconds behind the first pack for context. And he now takes the lead of it all. Harry Jeffrey, number 62. Alex Cook, 104. Picking up their tyres just like the men do. Up the hill. They go. Marching on. And there comes their place right now. Charging through. I'm taking a moment here just to get my breath back. These young athletes really working me here. Really pushing me. You can tell their pace. Not just by the way they're running, but the sound of my voice. I think I'm losing breath here because they're just so quick. So no signs of stopping here. Just to confirm, Harry Jeffrey currently leads Alex Cook, but he was in the second wave, starting 30 seconds behind. He's now taking it overall. And there we go. Third place, picking up the tyre. A different method there, over the head. And everyone can hear the music once again. Here you can hear, go, go, Johnny, go. Right now we're saying go, go. Go, Harry, go, because here he goes. Look at that. Down the hill with ease. He displaces of his tyre and continues up here, Hamburger Hill now. Jeffrey in the lead. No one in his eye shot, neither in mine. Now we see Alex Cook now disposing of his tyre very shortly. Comes down the hill. Harry Jeffrey still leading. Still ploughing through now. He's going down the hill. See him dashing down. That's superb technique. I'm sorry the bushes cut off a bit there. Just hands out to make sure he controls himself downhill. Absolutely incredible. You see at such a young age, they've mastered so many skills that are key. And charging up the hill as well. Incredible. Meanwhile, Alex Cook now coming down the next hill. Harry Jeffrey ploughing to the next one. We'll get a bit of the action on the downhill now from Harry Jeffrey. And look at him, he's looking more composed down here than I am. I'm struggling to keep up here. That just shows his pace. He comes down the hill and up the hill. Of course, didn't show us the men and women and age groupers earlier. This is what they had to go through when I was staying at the top of the hill. They ploughed through this. And so these young juniors, these young athletes, Harry Jeffrey, once again, diving down the hill. This time we will not follow, we will meet him at the top. I see Alex Cook coming around shortly. But right now it's still Harry Jeffrey who leads this. And rejoin here, seeing Harry Jeffrey, number 62, leading this race and ploughing up the hill. Towards the water slide we go. We're at a different angle here. We're trying to get the bottom of the water slide, unlike we've got the adults. Jeffrey approaching the water slide here. I just got there in time. See the splashdown. Harry Jeffrey.
Ramsey!
Swimming there.
You come down here. Yeah.
I'm sorry about the camera angle there, guys. A little bit of fault. We're back now with Harry Jeffrey leading this race. Up there. He's clearly loving it right now, so that was amazing. And wow, he's just doing amazing. Absolutely incredible. See Alex Cook now coming up shortly. We are going to follow the leading racer though right now in Harry Jeffrey. See, he's making history right here. And though he's making history, what isn't history is the future. And the future is him gliding up that hill. Like I said, I'm slipping and sliding. He's absolutely smashing this. I'm going to go around here now and meet him down the bottom. And that we do. Coming down the hill now, Harry Jeffrey. Remember, like I said this multiple times, but it's just simply incredible how he wasn't even in that first wave. He's overtaken 4 athletes who started about 30 seconds before him and is now taking the lead overall. Simply incredible feat here by the young athlete from Colchester, and he continues ploughing through the field now, not blinking an eye at any obstacles. He's fighting through here.
And I'm chasing the brother man, seeing how he's doing, and seeing how he's going through.
And Harry Jeffrey here. Oh. Coming up. And Jeffrey at the top of the net now, leading this Little roll there by Harry Jeffrey in pole position right now in this British 3K Championship. Catches his leg for a second there, but doesn't faze him at all. Now as he comes through, we're starting to see Alex Cook coming around the corner. Another little bit of work there by Harry Jeffrey, leading this race. Harry Jeffrey, pole position right now. And he hasn't paused, hasn't hesitated, he's just ploughed through. And he continues to do that here, he makes his way to the logs.
Over or under, just go through.
Jeffrey under 1. Jeffrey under 2. Over the next. Over once more.
To be fair, that's pretty much what me and Beth did, so yeah.
Ducking under
The way to do it.
for flying over once more, back into the water. Meanwhile, while he's there, we do see Alex Cook now, second place right now. First in that first wave, of course, but Harry Jeffrey overtaking the entire wave now. Leaping into the tube there. He continues on. Like we say, Alex Cook now coming over to the net and making his way through. Try and get a little bit closer here. He hooks one leg over and is on his way down there. Has a little look back behind him. The athlete in third. Only just getting to the first now. Alex has completed the second on his way to the water. But here we go. Harry Jeffrey through the net, and we'll keep up with him now as he storms through this field once more. Harry Jeffrey. I'm going to duck under everyone as I catch him as he comes underneath the net and ploughs through here. Harry Jeffrey in pole position right now on his way through to the magic carpets. Jeffrey's on 1, he's on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Through them with ease, and we follow on.
Should video for the briefly.
Oh, I'm not risking that, mate. This isn't my phone. I'm a couple here saying I should go on the water obstacles today, I should try and go through, but I'm currently not using my phone, and if I lost this, I think I'd be in a lot of trouble. Right now, here comes Harry Jeffrey.
Hard, H, good lad. Good boy.
And you can hear the support from here as he swims through with power, using all his might to fight on through and extend his lead at the front of this junior race. Look at him swimming there. No hesitation, keeps on going. He sees he touch the floor and he begins to wade his way through the water.
Yeah, I know.
You see a bit of fun here with this. A little bit of tongue in cheek there with our people watching. And Harry Jeffrey, number 62, leading this. Hops up and continues forward in this race.
I'll let you film myself.
Jeffrey approaching the donuts now. Left lane kept clear for him. He leaps up and onto the first donut. This may look easy, but trust me, this is a task. He's done very well there to use the ropes to pull the next one in, and that is very clever by Harry Jeffrey, just crawling across with ease. I'll tell you what, we've seen the elite men, we've seen the elite women, but no one, I say no one, has done it just like that, just that quickly. That is incredible there by our junior leader, Harry Jeffrey. Cut him through here, Harry Jeffrey now. Come on to the cheese blocks here, leading and leading more and more every second, paving his way through and expanding his lead every step he takes. He lunges through onto the last butter box and jumps off. Harry Jeffrey coming through here. We're yet to still see any of the second or third or any other athletes coming through. Harry Jeffrey has broken away from the field here, and like I say, he wasn't even in the first wave, and yet he's taken this lead and he's taken this competition by storm. I think we're seeing maybe Alex Cook coming through now. We'll see some of his supporters running through. Let's just assume he might be soon coming through. I'll have a little look out for him. I think Alex or Alexander Cook now coming through the water, currently in second place because he was first wave, of course, and he's first out of all that first wave. But Harry Jeffrey's come from out of nowhere and done them all. Hayden and Alex now, they're once again tight. Hayden has done well to close the gap here, but Alex still leads. A little look over the shoulder there. But he is out the water first, out of those two. But it is tight between them, and it could come down right to the wire. Alex takes it off and keeps on going towards the donuts now. Left-hand lane is clear for him. But we're going to return once more to Harry Jeffrey. We assume he's coming out the water shortly. That's a close battle there between Alex and Hayden. But meanwhile, our leader, Harry Jeffrey now, through the water, wading his way through. The race leader out the water and ploughs on. First place, pole position, back into the obstacles he goes. Reverse order this time. This time he has the ropes. This time he has a traverse. But for him, that is quite an easy feat normally, and we'll see it just now and watch him as he flies through once more. That's a lovely turn there by our race leader. At such a young age to have such skills in his back pocket to use whenever he wants. Hits the bell, pauses. And look at that, I want to say as well, I'm recording, they're recording, everyone's watching here, but this does not faze the young lad in the slightest. He eases through like it's nothing, like it's training. And he's through here, back onto this pyramid rig. Harry Jeffrey easily through there. Comes to the net now. This can be a task when you're by yourself. It is heavy and it can be difficult, especially for a young athlete. He gets straight down to work though, onto the net. Head stuck shortly, but he quickly gets back into it. He is ploughing through now. And you see there, he's enjoying himself to go through this net. Having a great time here on course. And honestly, you see his head's going through small, but like we say, he's had a great time on course, and who wouldn't? This is an incredible course, and that's thanks to everyone here today. You can see him complaining about his head going through there, but I'm not sure he'll be too bothered when he sees where he is in this field, where he is in the pack, leading it, going further and further into the lead as he cruises through obstacles on back here to the pole shuffle. More athletes now slowly coming through. I know I've said so many times I've been watching at home, but he was not in that first wave, and yet he's taken them all. 30-second difference there, but he's overcome it, and now overcome every obstacle in his path. Anyway, Alex Cook, he's coming through now, still leading. And making sure he's on the right path. I believe he is. Harry Jeffrey, though, now coming through this snail trail shape. His last run, his last stretch towards glory here, charging through Harry Jeffrey in the lead. Alex Cook now also there, of course. He is making his way along the rig, on that rope traverse. Meanwhile, Hayden also coming in now. It's a tight battle between those two, but right now, flying ahead is Harry Jeffrey. See him cruising past there once again. And here we go. Alex Cook getting his lead. A little bit gained on Hayden now, getting away a little bit more. Harry Jeffrey ploughing through. Of course, he did have a bigger lead than that, though. Hayden did so well to make it up before the lake. It's still not over between those two. This reach can change it all. But it might be Harry Jeffrey here, making this look an absolute breeze now as he comes through here, this last bit of the swirl. And we are going to join him here for this last stretch. Do you see Alex Cook now going to that pyramid? We'll tune in temporarily there just to see what's happening, because we're quite far away, because I don't want to keep an eye on the finish here. Alex Cook getting that footlock there, fighting hard. But I do want to continue over, though. I want to say, I do want to see this final finish and this final celebration here from the young athlete known as Harry Jeffrey here, as he storms through and looks to take an incredible position, an incredible place in history here, as he strides on through towards that finish line, towards success and towards another victory for this incredible young athlete who steps off the hay bales and charges on through to that finishing line. Once again, he's done it, and once again, he's taken us all by storm here and is victorious once again. And we're going to go continue now back over to more youth athletes coming through here. These difficult rigs, these are tough. They're up for the challenge and they are fighting and fighting through. And we're going to return here to this battle between Alex and Hayden. Because this is tight and this is close. Alex now gone through the net. Hayden slowly getting through it himself. It can be challenging though. And Alex onto this plank. Pole. It's getting tough out here. For me and the athletes. But Alex. And he knows this is watch his feet there, he says it and he knows as he clears it. And I'm not sure about penalties between him and Hayden. I do believe they have none, but I don't know if that rig is tough, but they are tougher as well, they are strong. Obviously I wasn't there because I was watching the finish of our race winner Harry Jeffrey. And look at this, he's come straight out now and is clapping on his fellow friends there. What are you saying, his race, they're against each other, but really they're all together in this sport, making it the future and making sure they all push each other to the limits. Coming on to cheer them on now. More athletes come on through. Alex leading here, leading ahead. I want to confirm there's no penalty bans. I don't think there are, but I could be wrong. Meanwhile, as he comes through, Hayden dismounts and continues charging on through here. Good pace by him, looking to catch up here. Currently chasing Alex. Alex through this swirl snail shape. Has a little look over the shoulder there, but he keeps on ploughing through with the pace. Both of them pushing now. Pushing to their limits. Look at this pace they're putting on now. They are really, really driving now to fight on through. Alex now coming through. Is this his final stretch? He's got one more turn. He has one more turn of the swirl. Striding up, turning and striding down once more. And I believe there's no penalties. That will be him crossing the finish line. Hayden now turns. So does Alex. Striding. I don't know if he does. I don't think so, but we cannot guarantee just yet. Alex striding through here, fighting everything he has. We've got to confirm here. He has no penalties. He is confirmed to have no penalties. And he's coming through to the finish here. Over to the hay bales, the final obstacle before victory for him. After a great battle with everyone in his wave. He's going to overcome them all. Overcome the obstacles. Alex striding through. And he finishes in fashion there. A brilliant sprint to the line. And he has crossed it like some athletes have today in spectacular fashion and in glory. Oh, I'm loving it. And here we go. Coming through now. We see Hayden, who was closely following here. It's a brilliant race between the two. He's once again lost no bands and he ploughs on through here in pursuit. Coming up to these hay bales. He's over one and he's got to the summit now. It's only the descent before glory for Hayden now. He leaps off and he charges towards that finish line. And it's done. And it's British 3K. We see Sophie Jeffrey there, sister of Harry Jeffrey, of course, was victorious today. She's also an incredible athlete who is ploughing through onto those donuts there. We know they could be a task. And I think we'll join some more athletes in the future there. I might go over once again to that pyramid rig because there's so many young athletes there are fighting through that sensationally. We'll wait for a good time to cross. And we probably will go over there and make sure, get all the action for you. Another athlete onto the penalty loop there though. This opens it up a little for more athletes to come on through.
Who was it?
And I need to make sure here, we have got our first, I believe that's first women's athlete of course, coming now through to the pyramid, so we want to get over there and make sure what is happening. Catching up with the latest here as more athletes come through this swirl. Everyone watches on in awe at this incredible display here of some of these junior athletes. And we'll come back over here now. And two young athletes, Henry Ferriman here in first. I'm going to come back down. Henry through, and then in pursuit there, and we say the names Ferryman and we say the names Young. You might think of maybe Alex Young and Louise Ferryman, but these are the two incredible athletes fighting through now. Ferryman Jr., Young Jr. Both playing through, both following in their parents' footsteps and then exceeding that and making history. Cameron and Henry now. Cameron Young following Henry Ferryman here. That's a quick chase between the two of them, and now Cameron takes the lead here. Both of them tight for here. This will be a great race, and I think we want to tune into this because this is going to be tight. Henry has to keep on him now and keep on his shoulder, but right now Cameron has surged away here a little on this run. There's all to play for. Henry with a quick glance there. Cameron shaking off, I think his arms a little, focusing. Here we go, I think it's the leader in the girls' race here. Jumping over, leaping over. But meanwhile, I'm trying to keep an eye on everything. Everything's so intense, so close here. Cameron has fought so well, so has Henry, but he's done really well here to push ahead his lead ahead of the young Ferryman here. He's charging through this run. What a finish by him. I'll pick up the pace and go through. The young athlete there coming through. Another penalty to go, frustratingly for him. Meanwhile, though, we see, I think this is Cameron coming through. Is there any penalties to them? I'm not too sure. We'll see for Cameron here. Another penalty for that athlete. Takes his band. Cameron has a penalty loop, and Henry Ferryman has not. Cameron Young with a penalty loop, but Henry Ferryman now charging through. A clean run for him. And the youngster, Henry Ferryman, now leaping up. Another athlete crossing the line here, a big stride through. But here we see Henry Ferryman jumping down, leaping and sprinting towards that line. And Henry crossed the line, another young athlete impressing here today. We continue on, back onto course, look at some of these athletes. We are going to cut across to the second and try and get a bit more of the action. From over here, we're going to check the course, no one's there. I'm going to quickly cut them through and see more action on this first rig. A couple of athletes here coming through the water here, wading their way through. Coming through out the water and pushing on. And young Freddie fighting through. We're going to come look down here, see him coming through, but also the rest of the athletes coming up to these rigs. These can be a real challenge for some of these young athletes, and we'll see how they're doing. And we see some of the athletes come to support here. So it's all about here, seeing athletes finish and cheer others on.
Well done, Isla. Bell.
Oh, unlucky line.
Nice. Good job. Come on, concentrate, Jen. Come on. Yes. 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 Woo. Concentrate. Good effort. That was really good. Go forwards.
There we go, going through there. I'm trying to bear with us here. For those wondering, I'm currently using a device I've not used before for cam control, and I think it's currently running out of battery. So I'll make sure everything's all good here so you can all continue watching and experiencing this incredible race as more athletes pass on through. I'm not really sure what's happening with my device here now, but I'm trying to keep track of things for you guys.
Good pull. Come on.
I think another athlete passing through. I'm trying to keep an eye, trying to make sure things are all right here. I'm having a bit of difficulty, frustratingly, with this device. See another athlete come through here. It's Sophie Jeffrey now striding through. I'm just trying to adjust this. It's frustrating camera issues right now, but one thing that's an issue for me is cameras. One thing that's not an issue for Sophie Jeffrey is obstacles. She's soaring through now. I'm going to try and quickly adjust this, make sure everything's all working well. Izzy and Sophie both getting ready here. Sophie leaps on Continues forward.
Let's go, come on.
I'm trying to make sure here. I say that turns the camera having a bit of issues. I'm trying to make sure this is fixed.
Go on, Izzy.
I see Sophie Jeffrey now coming through. Izzy in pursuit. I'm trying to control this device here, but it's not allowing me to record very easily. It's shaking about a bit. I'm going to maybe go solo in a second without this device. Here comes Sophie Jeffrey, hitting the bell and coming through.
Concentrate. Come on, both of you can do this.
These guys motivating each other, everyone motivating them on. See fellow athletes here already finished, pushing and making them fight through the pain here. Sophie Jeffrey, where is he looking for grip? I'm still struggling with this device, frustrating me right now.
Come on, give it your best effort. One chance.
Emmy, come on now, we've got to find a little bit more.
Come on, Emmy, keep it going.
There we go, there it is.
I'm trying to keep track here. This is Sally, like I say, the device I'm using.
Come on, Emmy, push now, let's go. Everything you train for, let's do it.
And I think I might have finally fixed our issues. Right now, we might be back here. I apologise everyone for that technical issue there. Had a bit of an issue, but here we go. Sophie Jeffrey onto the rig, and she slips there, but she's fighting so well. You know, Izzy continues going.
Come on, keep working. Come on. Concentrate, come on.
Izzy coming through here. Onto the next obstacle. Onto the next attachment. And through. And cleanly done there. So on to the next obstacle. That's exactly what Sophie Jeffrey's onto now. This pyramid obstacle. It's been tricky. It has been tough for all athletes here today. But here comes Sophie Jeffrey looking there to get a bit of grip from the floor. She gears herself up for this massive challenge. But if anyone can complete it, it can be her when she's at her very best. And I will quieten down a bit here so these athletes can concentrate, because this is going to be tough. Both of them here getting ready. I want to apologise for a couple of minutes there. We had a bit of camera issues, but I'm hoping we're back all running now and ready to continue watching these two continue fighting. And we'll see more athletes coming through here, motivating on each other. Here comes another Ferryman. This time it is it's George Ferryman. Corrections there. It's hard to tell them apart when they're both so incredible, going for obstacles. Henry Ferryman already finished, but this is George now. Getting ready. Meanwhile,
Come on, Sophie. Come on,
Sophie
come on.
and Izzy both getting ready here. Hello. And coming through here, Sophie Jeffrey. Oh, look at this. This is incredible with the young athlete. Swinging around that L. It's not going to be easy for her, but she's determined. And she gets through the line. That was incredible by Sophie Jeffrey. Don't look at the camera. She goes around the corner. That was incredible. Izzy now following in pursuit. We had to keep quiet there, just let them concentrate. And Izzy just scrapes through there. And continues on. More athletes now coming through. And I'm going to head back over through here, see more athletes crossing the line. I thank you all here for being here today in this incredible time. See history be made by so many young athletes. Coming back on to this loop now, this snail shape, they're all going through, they're all pushing through here. All fighting through. See George Ferryman now fighting through that rig. Oh, see all these athletes come through now. All of them ploughing through and pushing. All fighting through. Here they go. Fighting on through. Coming through the last bit of this. And I'm going to get back into the action here. So we'll plough through and quickly find a good place I can cross to make sure I'm not intercepting any athletes here. More coming through there, of course, through the water. We're still not done. But actually, let's go have a quick look over here now, back towards the donuts, and see more athletes taking part through here. And we will quickly now. The donuts, tough obstacle to face, but many of the junior athletes doing so well to fight on through. So yeah, it's no easy feat, but doing incredible there to fight on through. Meanwhile, step over the line, and Emmy runs towards the line and has crossed the line after a hard-fought battle on that course. She's conquered this 3K challenge. And see the marshals here, making sure all bands are sorted, everything's correct, and that is what we love to see. Another athlete passing through, crossing the line. We see once again here, young Scruffy crossing the line. And he's there, see the athlete village here. Many youth athletes now having a rest after their hard-fought battle. There we go. We see more athletes coming through now. Sorry, there's a bit of quiet on the commentary there, but we're going to return it to see more athletes fighting on through this course. We've all done so incredibly well today. See athletes talking, discussing, seeing what it's like for all of them on that battlefield today. Of course, we can see there, just another shot now, Harry Jeffrey now cheering on his fellow athletes, his friends, of course. He was incredible today, taking home the victory in some style. Meanwhile, here comes George Fairman onto the hay bale and over it. Incredible there by George Fairman. He's had a little laugh by commentary, but I'm hoping all of you at home are enjoying it. Athletes now coming through these penalty loops, all final stretch course to confirm this snail-shaped loop is on the course. It is so that everyone does once, but if every band lost, they will do it one more time. So for Jeffrey there, back onto that trail once more, alongside many athletes. You know, we're going to see Izzy now come through. We are going to come over here as she is slowly getting closer and closer to that finish line. She's on to the summit. She's reached the peak. And now she descends to reap in the rewards. Coming across the line here and finishing. And one more athlete in pursuit following along there. And there we go, 2 more athletes fighting and pushing to succeed and go across the line. You see another young athlete now fighting through there. That's Lauren there coming through and has to support the crowd. That's what makes this so special. Everyone here all together supporting one another, and it's so special to see. Here's our winner, of course, Harry Jeffrey, with a little pose there. He was incredible today. Just like so many of these athletes though, who are really pushing every limit, pushing every boundary to keep on going. 3 athletes coming here. That is Freddie, George and Sophie. George turns, there's another penalty loop, so does Sophie. But meanwhile, Freddie goes through to finish. He's on to hay bale 1. And he's got his hands on the second. Sees a rope there, and that's clever, just noticing that. And using it to his advantage, he gets so close, and he's done it. He's at the top of that hay bale mountain. He leaps down, and he pushes all the way to that finish line. Incredible. We're now going to go back and return. Some more of these athletes coming through now. Sophie Jeffrey on that penalty loop alongside George Ferryman.
It looks like the Harry Potter thing. Yeah. Come on, George!
Sophie Jeffrey, of course, sister of Harry Jeffrey. George Ferryman, of course, brother of Henry Ferryman and son of Louise Ferryman. The fact is, even though they're linked to these other athletes, the fact is they seem to make their own history, ignoring everyone else around them. They just make their own history. They fight their way through. And they never give up. They never give in. And Sophie Jeffrey now makes her way towards the line, competing her penalty loops. She charges on through now to the mountain.
I was really warming up.
She leaps up the first hay bale. She sees the rope and uses it. And she's fighting. And she's not giving in. She's using every ounce of energy she has to plough her way through and reach the summit of that mountain. Fighting the whole way, never giving in, and she pushes and pushes and pushes all the way through this course, all the way to the finish line. Incredible. And meanwhile, here we go. We see George Ferryman fighting through. Henry, of course, saw just a couple of seconds ago walking past there, very happy with his finish. George soon to join him at the finishing line.
Go, George!
So a few more athletes now. That's his final race. George Ferryman there. Coming across. I am going to quickly cut across now. Catch up with these athletes. There is George. Pushing on through. Should keep cutting through here. Bits of tape so you can get a little bit closer action here. Some of these sensational athletes fighting, fighting and fighting on through. George Ferryman here now, pushing through. And you see, the crowd is motivated on here. The crowd is pushing him to keep on going. And that's what we love to see. And I've said it so many times, but it really is so special. And this sport is so special. Be able to see this, it's incredible. George, you can see him fighting through the pain. The belief, the joy everyone has for him here, it is tangible. You can feel it. It's incredible. George is coming on through. I feel like I'm going to come watch him across the line here because it's been an incredible fight by him. I'm making sure the coast is clear. We're leaping across. We're ducking under and we're coming to see George Ferryman cross the line. He's onto that hay bale stack. He's pulling the rope to get himself to the top. He leaps down and he charges through to that finish line. I've said it so many times for so many athletes, and each and every one of them have been so incredible here today. You take a deep breath and relax now. Another athlete.
Are you cold?
Yes, George.
In a blaze of glory.
Yeah, I know.
And here we go, more athletes coming through here. Final bits of this race. And final bits. What an incredible day of racing. We've seen the elite men, the elite women, the age cats, and the juniors. Our elite male winner, Russell Walsh. Him and Morgan Maxwell having a brilliant battle. Maxwell fought, Russell did too. It was an incredible race between the two, but in the end, it was Walsh who took home the glory. More athletes coming through here. Final stretches. Incredible effort to get across the line and keep on going through. And my voice is tired, my legs are tired, I've been running and speaking the whole time. But yet, like, my soul and all the excitement I have for this has never left me. This has been incredible to watch, incredible to be here, and I'm glad you guys have joined me on this live to watch history be made as we see the final athletes come through. What's been a great day of racing. Caitlin coming through now, through the last stretch and pushing on to that finish line. And there she goes, pushing through.
Let's go, Caitlin, go.
Everyone here pushing her on, motivating her on to push on through. They've done so incredibly well to be here today, to fight and continue on such a difficult course. To keep on pushing, to keep on fighting this whole time. She's done so well. Takes a second there. That's okay, because she knows that she's fought and she's been fighting this whole time to push through it all. So continuing on there, athletes on course, fighting with every fibre in their body. Here we go, our final athletes fighting on through here, last bit of this course. Pushing through the pain. And fighting on through, not giving up and not giving in. Our final two athletes here, ploughing through. Wondering what the orange vest is, that is, if I do believe, the tail walker, confirming that this is the last athlete on the course. Make sure no one's left out there. Make sure every junior has succeeded in crossing that line and succeeding in their goals and their ambitions to be out here on such a historic day at the Nuts Challenge for the British 3K Championship. I'm seeing athletes go through here and just make sure the camera stays fixed on them. And the thing is, we've been racing for a long time, we've been here a very long time, things started hours and hours ago, and yet if you look here, everyone is still here pushing and motivating these final athletes along. The junior athletes who finished, since they finished, they didn't take a drink, they didn't get a bite to eat, they came back to course and they came to cheer their peers on. And that's what we love to see, and that's what we want to see here for the future of this sport. More laps to go. And Caitlin continuing on. Pushing through the pain, fighting through. They're fighting on through here. I keep saying that, but it's still true, and it's still incredible.
Good girl, Caitlin, keep running. Come on. Great, Lindsay, run. Yeah,
And they're both fighting here, Lindsay and Caitlin, our two final athletes here on course, fighting and pushing through. And they're pushing each other here to succeed, to finish, to cross that line and be successful here today.
Good girl, Caitlin. Go on, dig deep, Caitlin.
Caitlin, here we see her pushing through, pushing on forward. And we'll continue around as the athletes finish. You see athletes come around to cheer them on, supporting them on. They get so close. Success.
On the way out.
Here comes Caitlin, pushing on through one more time through this snail trail loop.
We know
Keep that pace, Caitlin.
I'm not confirming, we don't exactly know the results yet for these juniors because there are different age caps, different waves.
Last loop.
We know for certain they've all pushed, they've all fought. None of them are giving up, none of them are giving in. They've all pulled every last stop, used every muscle, every fibre in their body to push on, to fight through. And here we go.
Well done, Alex.
I didn't realise. I thought she had one more. Oh, yeah.
I
was all excited. I mean, she's got another one to go. I thought it was her last one. I was all happy for her. I thought they got the band at the end of the loop, not the start of it, which is why I was like, oh, she's almost there.
Everyone does one run.
Keep going, Caitlin!
They've done it a bit differently with the kids. So
Here we go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, he was quick. He had the dog, didn't he? The dog kept coming in and he was...
Here we go. We see a little race here. Alex Young, a little race on the junior athletes getting over hay bale. All fun and games here. Everyone enjoying
Well done,
themselves.
Alex! Go on, Caitlin. Good girl. Good girl. Keep going.
Here we go, pushing, pushing, and pushing through. We see the final bits of this race here. And look at that. There you go. Penalty loops completed. Battles fought. Wars won on obstacles. But here we go. The crowd all here clapping and cheering her on. That's what we love to see here in OCR. She's onto the pyramid. Onto that first step. Leaping up, pushing on through. Fighting there to get up. See there, up on that pyramid. There's a rope there. And there we go, reaching the top of that mountain, coming through now to finish. Takes the step down and takes one last step before strides to glory, strides to success, and strides to that finish line. An incredible moment there. And now we have one athlete left on course, one athlete fighting, pushing and exceeding all limits they thought they could do, pushing the boundaries, pushing their limits here as they fight through the final corners of this course. Here we go. One last athlete here in this junior fighting to be across the line. Caitlin's gone all this way. She's fought through this entire course. Every obstacle she's gone to, attempted it and fought so hard. And now she's close. She's close to glory, close to that finish line, close to everything she's fought for. She's left everything out there today, all for this success, all for this glory that she's so soon to achieve. She's screaming in pain there for a little bit, but she's fighting through incredibly here. Into a jog as she fights through, pushing, pushing and pushing some more. Not giving in, not giving up ever, not once, as she fights all the way through this course. Penalties completed and she makes her way through towards the pyramid. She's not given up, she's not given in, she's never surrendered, and now she's so close to that finish line. She's there, poised and ready.
Yes! That's it, keep going. Yes!
And she's there to the top, and you hear the claps, everyone here cheering, motivating her and pushing her on. You see her here just getting down, getting ready for the descent, and that final sprint to the finish line. Here we go. Many athletes have came and all of them have conquered as they cross the finish line. And there we go. Well, what an event this was today here, the British 3K Championships. We've seen Russell Walsh become our men's champion, and I believe it is Becky Neal who is our women's champion. I will have to double check that though, because obviously there's waves and stuff. I need to make sure, but I'm pretty sure she is our champion. We've seen some incredible juniors racing, incredible age groupers racing. So there's been incredible action here today. And I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for joining me here on such an amazing day, such a historic day here at the Nuts Challenge. It will go down as history. It'll be a massive moment in this sport. A massive day in this sport where so many athletes have turned up and fought on the battlefield, pushed their limits to the max. So I thank you all for joining me. I'm glad you have, because this has been a spectacle of superb racing. I thank you all once more. This has been me, Finley Greenleaf, commentating here and recording at the Nuts Challenge at the British 3K Championships. I thank you all, and goodbye.